I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'm
Hello everyone, Charles Walhingford back again with another video, and this is, I guess, 2.5 or something like that for my update on my Diet Mancave. I'll get to that. If you don't know how something is a man cave and a diet man cave, there's some definitely requirements. There's some requirements for something to be a man cave. This technically is not a man cave, though, from the outside looking in, until I show you a couple things that disqualify me from being a man cave, or disqualify this area from being a man cave. Then you'll understand a little bit better. But anyway, this is almost a man cave. This is a man cave light. This is a diet man cave. But I want to give you a little bit of a walk around, a tour, along with some decisions and everything that I made, that I talk about with being married and having a family and things like that. And one of the things I wanted to talk about in here is, well, what's the first thing? The first thing I want to talk about, the purpose of the man cave. I often talk about and give tips and tricks on how to stay married. A lot of times people don't talk about how to stay married. And one of the things I want to suggest as something you definitely have to consider, you definitely need to consider this, is alone time. Being alone and away from your spouse. You should be with your spouse and spend quality time together. But at the same time, there is going to be points where you shouldn't spend any time together. You should be away from each other. You should allow yourselves to not get sick of each other, and allow yourselves to miss each other. Those are good things. Now, I would not recommend having separate living arrangements, just separate rooms where you go and you can be yourself, or just be quiet, or something like that. That is the purpose of a man cave. Anybody who is single, or anybody who's maybe super rich, doesn't need a man cave. You don't need one. If you're single, you're by yourself, you don't need one. Married guys, you know what I'm talking about. If you're super rich, you don't need one, because you have a whole bunch of space. But when people are in middle class, pushing towards upper middle class, you're going to need a man cave. Definitely need a man cave. All right, so what do we have here? What are we going to talk about first? Is this right here. This right here is my new TV. That's the addition. I've done this video before, and it was on my other channel, Charles Walhingford. This is the Uncle Charles Walhingford channel. I talked about how I did not need a new television. I didn't want a new television. I was happy for what I had, and I bought a new television. This is a larger television. I believe this is 65, might be 65. I can't remember. And the big thing is, I said I didn't need it because, one, I didn't think I could fit a television in this area that was bigger, because it was set in the corner. But my wife had a great idea of getting a different mount, a mount that can move back and forth, side to side. As you'll see, it can move out, it can move left and right, and it can get pushed right back. And the TV I had prior, I didn't need to worry about that. So I had a completely different mount, and it worked out, because this particular amount can do those actions. This is a newer TV with newer technology, or newer than what my other TV had, though by today's standards is probably already obsolete. And I just bought it, I believe, this year. I bought it this year. It's 4K. I don't know what other things. It's 4K. That's all I needed to know. 4K and a bigger screen, and it looks really nice when it's rolling. When we're watching a movie, having family time. We also have family movie night down here in this area. If you couldn't tell, the paint I use is a very dark paint, and this very dark paint makes it great for having movies. I can't remember the paint color. It's a very dark navy, and I also have a very dark gray, which is basically black in here. And I also have a very light bluish gray you'll see later. But I painted the ceiling and everything else to make it very, very, very dark. So when we're watching a movie, you can only see the screen, and it looks really nice. And it's not dark right now because I have the blogging light on me. But when I turn the lights off, when it's natural, when I have it naturally lit, or using the light fixtures I have in this home, it's very dark, even with the light fixtures. All right, so we'll move on from this area, and we'll talk about the next item I purchased to make my man cave even better, my upgrade. And we're going to go to going this way. All right, so here we have my bar cart, and on my bar cart is my espresso machine. I've been wanting an espresso machine for a long time. This is a De'Longhi. This is one of the entry-level size espresso machines. Espresso machines can tend to be rather expensive. But what I want to do is explain to you that when you buy something, this is something you should do for anything you buy. Anything you buy, you should always look at the additional costs of buying those things. What else do you need to get when you buy those things? Can you truly afford it? I could not afford a espresso machine. Well, I could. I spend my money on other things, as you are going to see, or you may already know. But I did not have the budget to buy something bigger because I considered all the things I needed to purchase with a new espresso machine. So, what are those things that I needed to purchase for a new espresso machine? One, I had to get the cart. I had to have it on something. So, this is a bar cart. This is a coffee bar, I guess. So, I needed the bar cart. When you go entry level, sometimes the items that aren't either included, or they're items that aren't very good. So one of the things you need to have if you're thinking about buying an espresso machine, you got to have a tamper. You got to have the tamping mat. You have to have a scale. You have to have a frothing cup, this or mug or pitcher, frothing pitcher. I had to buy a something to collect the espresso in. I don't know what you actually call this cup. I also purchased glassware. Had to purchase glassware. So when you're thinking about buying things, consider the whole thing. Look at all the things that you need to purchase. So if I would have spent too much money, I wouldn't have been able to buy the things I needed. And I didn't need any of this. However, I want to do it right. And when you're doing it right, you have to consider all these things. So again, in life, like if you buy a new car, do you have what it takes to take care of that car? You can maybe make the payments, but could you buy new tires right there? You can make the payments. Can you pay for the scheduled maintenance? If something happens, is that car too expensive for you to actually fix? Those are the things that you need to consider, or the practicality of it. Are you buying something that's practical? But that's for anything. That's what you should need to consider. But I always wanted an espresso machine. I always wanted to make my own cappuccino, my own lattes, and things like that. And I have it. Uh, Not to get all sappy, but it's almost like I'm living a dream. I had a nice big TV, and I'm able to get a bigger one. I have a nice downstairs to spend time with the family, and then I can get an espresso machine. Uh, In there, for some of you, you really don't get it. I understand, but for me, this is a long time coming, or this was something that it's just amazing to me that I'm able to get to this point. I'm very appreciative of it. But consider all the things that you need to get if you want to have an espresso machine. Again, espresso, you need to have, well, coffee, but the espresso machine, something to collect the coffee in, because you don't put it directly in the cups. You need to have the pitcher for frothing your milk. You have to have a scale. You have to have a tamper's heavy. You have to have a tamper. And you have to have a tamping mat. You have to have these things. If you're going to have a tamper, you got to have a tamping mat. And then also, along with the cups and stuff, I got containers for my coffee so that it stays fresh. And and the cart. You need the cart. Also have syrups. I wanted to go all out. I got the syrups, all kinds of different, like this one and that one, just like in the coffee shop. I wanted to be like that. I wanted to have something like that. I am a homebody for the most part. My wife definitely is one, and to have all this stuff in my home is really cool. I would like to have a video game set. Not what do you call that? The actual wood cabinet video game thing. I have PlayStation 4. That's something that you need to have in a is it 4? No, 3. PlayStation 3. Yeah, I have PlayStation 3. I don't have PlayStation 4. That's maybe in the works, but I want to have an actual cabinet video game, like an arcade video game down here one day. That's one of the other things I want to have. Hopefully I'll get that in maybe a year or two. All right. That's you got the TV brand new, you got the espresso machine brand new. And if you're new to my videos and you haven't seen my prior videos because are familiar with my old channel, Charles Walhingford, I'll go over some of the things that are also in here that I find pretty cool that make my Diet Mancave special to me. Let's go over, wait a minute, let's go over why this is absolutely not a real fully fledged man cave. Okay, here it is. This is why it's not a man cave. You see this doorway. I'm in the doorway. No door. Can't have a man cave if you can't shut people out. You can't lock it up, shut people out. You don't have a man cave. So that's an automatic disqualifier. I have so much other cool stuff that I think that brings me up to Diet Man Cave. Okay, this is the little office area I have here in my man cave. And anybody know why this is not good, or what am I doing wrong, or what have you? Man cave doesn't have work. You don't do work in a man cave. So this is my office area, and I do some of my administrative things, and sometimes I edit videos here, all that type of deal. There should not be this in a man cave. So that's not a complete disqualifier. The door is the automatic disqualifier, but this is a knock. It's a lose points on the man cave scale. Okay, so don't have an office space in your man cave. You can have a laptop, but not an office space. I have I have a printer and a scanner and paper and notes and all kinds of other things like that. Nope, nope, nope. That's not proper for a man cave. All right, what is absolutely proper, what you have to have some kind of indulgence or maybe excessive amount of indulgence. Okay, I have the video game, big TV, that's indulgence, but you also have to have something else, as you saw with my coffee. That's more indulgence, things you don't actually have to have, and coffee's a drug, and alcohol is a drug. Alcohol and alcohol, alcohol. I do, if you're not familiar, I don't only drink this, I also collect. So I have some Macallan over here that I do not plan on drinking. It's pretty much only going to be for collecting, unless something goes really wrong or really right. Will I ever drink any of these up here? But like I said, maybe something goes really right, and I have this is crap. By the time I'm done collecting, I might be able to drink that too. Now, if you watch my other channel, you'll see me talk about the things that are in here, in this container, in here and here. And I don't know, I pointed it out here. You can't see it. I'll show you at a different angle. But these things I can't talk about. And I'm not even going to be able to mention it because YouTube does not like it. If you don't know what that is, I'll let you look a little bit closer, maybe on some B-roll. But YouTube does not like these things, so I'm not even going to say the word. It's that serious. It's that serious. I've been shadow banned because of this content, and I barely have as many subscribers as I have right now, and I'm not making money. It just sucks that I can't get the word out for what I'm trying to teach and information I want to pass on to people. I can't get the word out because of these things. These things, and we're not going to get too much into it. We're going to move on to the other parts of my man cave. Diet.